Before you ever thought about God, He was already thinking about you. Before you realized you were running away, He was walking toward you. This brings us to Jeremiah chapter 31. The text reads, "The Lord appeared to him from far away. I have loved you with an everlasting love. Therefore I have continued to extend faithful love to you. Again I will build you so that you will be rebuilt." To understand why that matters, we have to look at how this relationship was originally designed. In Genesis 2, God formed humanity out of the dust. The Hebrew word for formed is yatsar, a term used for shaping clay. This imagery depicts a creator kneeling in the dirt, shaping a physical form with his hands. Then comes the rupture. In Genesis 3, sin enters the picture. Adam and Eve hear the sound of God walking in the garden, and for the first time in human history, they feel shame. So they hide. But notice who moves next. God walks toward them and asks, "Where are you?" He doesn't ask because he lost them. He asks as an invitation to stop hiding. Our deepest human reflex to failure is concealment. We bury our mistakes. But the divine reflex, every single time, is immediate, active pursuit. Fast forward a few centuries to the prophet Jeremiah. The nation of Israel has been entirely unfaithful, and the kingdom is shattered into pieces. Right into the middle of that wreckage, God says, "I have continued to extend faithful love to you." That phrase, "continued to extend," translates the Hebrew word mashak. It describes the act of pulling or drawing something toward oneself. This is love expressed through physical proximity and retrieval. Think of the phone call every parent dreads. It's 2 in the morning, your teenager is at a party they shouldn't be at, and they're in trouble. They call you, and you get out of bed, get in the minivan, and drive. You don't make that drive because what they did was okay. You drive because your love for them existed long before they were even born, and it remains entirely intact after their mistake. God's response to human ruin functions as a crisis response mission. The objective is restoration. He enters the wreckage to gather the pieces and rebuild. We can actually see the mechanics of this in our biology. A 2025 study from Northwestern University, published in Frontiers in Neurology, looked at combat veterans to see how their psychological attachment styles affected their connection to God. This brain diagram illustrates their findings. Individuals with secure attachment styles showed distinct active neural patterns in the prefrontal cortex, the relational processing region, when connecting to God. However, in individuals with dismissive attachment styles, those neural pathways went dark, showing significantly lower connectivity. Our capacity to experience God is governed by the exact same biological wiring that dictates how we attach to the people around us. If our human relational circuits are damaged, our spiritual circuits struggle to fire. These findings suggest that our spiritual experience is linked to our relational hardware. If those circuits are damaged, the effort to connect must come from the outside. God's persistent pursuit meets us at the level of our biology, initiating the connection that our own neural pathways are struggling to maintain. The entire trajectory of the Bible is the story of God closing that gap. Ultimately, He does it by putting on human skin and stepping directly into our physical reality. Jesus entering a manger and eventually walking to a cross is God's original question from the garden. Where are you, made flesh? He steps into the harsh reality of human suffering to absorb every reason we have ever had to hide. In Revelation 3, Jesus promises that those who overcome will sit with Him on His throne. We only overcome our brokenness because He already overcame it first. Jesus functions as the secure attachment that humanity lost. He physically completes the pursuit we could not finish, rewriting our relational wiring through His presence and sacrifice. Take a look at your own life right now. Identify one specific, quiet corner, not the public struggle you're openly working on, but the space you have quietly closed off, hoping God won't look there. You don't need to have a plan to fix it. Today, simply acknowledge that hiding spot in prayer. Just say, "I've been hiding here," and invite Him to walk into it. As you do that, sit with this question. When God finally finds you in that space, do you picture Him angry or relieved? It is time to stop running. Surrender the pieces to a Creator whose love never runs out, and let Him rebuild exactly what is broken.